Welcome to another episode of It's Debatable. I'm your host, Jalen Green, here with my good brother, Seb. That's Pluvios. And we have a very special guest in the building, a longtime friend of the podcast, longtime friend of ours. I'm born and raised in Elmont and everything. We got our friend, Travis Robinson Morgan, man.
Yeah, appreciate
Yes,
it. Appreciate
yes,
it.
sir. Welcome to the pod.
Yeah,
brother.
facts.
Welcome
Welcome
to the
to the
pod.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, so how you feeling today, man?
I'm good. I'm feeling good. Glad to be here with y'all. Appreciate what y'all doing.
Ready to
Y'all
talk some
doing y'all
hoops, Brady?
thing. Yeah, of course.
Facts. And starting with you,
Yeah,
Seb,
so-
everything good with you too?
You know how I feel. I'm feeling good every time I'm up in here.
Yeah, so unfortunately Justin won't be in today, so we will be I will be the host, so we're just gonna go straight into it. So our first topic of the day is the Golden State Warriors. So as of right now, they're 6-7, currently on a 5-game losing streak. With the controversy with Draymond and his suspension, choking Rudy Gobert. He has a 5-game suspension as of right now, and also too, with Klay Thompson having early struggles early on. The team kind of looks, out of sync right now. The only person that's really looking acceptable is Stephen Curry, currently averaging just a little bit above 30 points a game on like 48% shooting. So my first question to both of you guys is just, are the Warriors slowly sliding out of title contention, and are they still competing for do you still feel like they're competing for a title? I'm gonna just start off with you first.
All right. I don't even think it's slowly anymore at this point. I think they definitely not serious for title contention at this point. I mean, I seen a stat today that said Steph Curry has scored more points than Klay, I believe Wiggs, and Chris Paul. So he's basically carrying this whole team at this point. So I think at this point in Steph's career, it's going to be tough for him at his age and what his body's been through to carry those guys past a strong Western Conference. You know what I mean? You still got Sacramento, still got. I'm not even going to talk about the Denvers and the real blue bloods. There's still guys, middle pack teams that still fighting for that spot. So I really don't think that they'll be able to go for a title this year.
All right, and Seb, how do you feel?
I still feel like they're in title contention just off the fact you still got Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
Relatively the top 5 best player in the world right now still. He's still going to shoot the lights. Like, he's still going to show up regardless if his team is hooping or not. But what it really comes down to is, are the others ever going to get going? Klay Thompson has just looked like crap, and it's dating back to even last season too.
Right.
Like, even earlier on last season, he was having them struggles. Like, you remember that game last year when Booker was giving him hell and then he had the 4 rings up and shit like that, trying to bag and boast about that shit. But when you look at it, like, ever since coming back from that injury, Klay Thompson is not like the marksman that we know. Like, even in the Oklahoma City game, the brother had 5 points. Literally, when you're the main guy now, there's no Draymond, there's no Steph. Like, you're supposed to be that guy. You're the most experienced dude on the team. And you finish with 5 fucking points on like 1 for 10 shooting. It's just looked awful thus far. And for just the whole Draymond Green situation. At this point, I really feel like you know what you're going to get from him at the end of the day. Like, everybody's so surprised, they got to do this about Draymond. He's been this way his whole fucking career. Draymond Green has been the same way his whole damn career. There's no changing him now. And the fact that the Golden State Warriors are going to like keep re-signing him, like give him the extension and all types of shit, they know what they're getting for him. So this does not come as a surprise to anybody that knows. So, but when it comes down to it, it's still a team that's rich in history. It's still like a dynasty team. They have
Culture.
4 championships. Yeah,
Right,
you can't take that away. So even if once they get into the playoffs, it's still, they're gonna compete. We seen it even last year where they had the Kings series in 7-game series, and Steph found a way to pull it out. Because at the end of the day, great players gonna do great things.
Right.
So right now it's a little bit of a worry, but we still have like until the trade deadline to move some pieces around. I want to see what they do with Chris Paul. Chris Paul's been playing solid. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like his role and just like his position on his team. Baskets are coming easier for a lot of people, but just the fact that they're still struggling and that Stephen Curry has led in scoring for the team, I think, every single game.
Right.
No other player has ever led. Like,
I mean, Klay Thompson at this point is that old guy at the park who can't hoop anymore, so he has to like follow the young guys.
Yeah, that's
Like, you
what
know
I'm
what I
saying.
mean? Like, he's the guy who can't move like he used to.
But he has
and
that,
it's getting
like,
to him, and it's sad to see at this point because that last incident we seen with Jay McDaniels, that's not Klay Thompson. We all know that. Like, Klay tried to put on his front, but
That's literally frustration.
it's frustration. It's built up frustration. He's not playing basketball like he once was, and the once was at now is 4 or 5 years ago. Like, if we really think about it and talk
11
about it,
dribbles to like
right?
top
Like, when
50.
Klay was
Yeah,
Klay,
that's
you
the
know what I
Klay
mean?
that we know.
That was years ago at this point. That wasn't just last season. It's been, you know what I mean? He hasn't been Klay for a while now. I think once he realizes that, and once that organization realizes that, they could put some more younger guys in that role, because at this point, he's just the guy out there fouling guys. He's not shooting the ball like he wants. He can't guard like he once did. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, yeah, we got the 3 rings, 2 rings, whatever. 4 rings. I'm sorry, my fault. They got the 4 rings. Yeah, 4 rings. Yeah, they got the 4 rings, but I don't think any more rings are in their future.
Yeah, so even like kind of I agree with you guys too. I just feel like specifically they're kind of out of title contention. Also too, I don't really feel like anybody else is a threat besides Stephen Curry. When you're going against, in the playoffs or against any other teams, these teams have about 2 to 3 or even 4 people that could at any night score 25 or 20, come out with a big game. But if we're going specifically with the Warriors, I really feel like night in night out there, consistently just relying on Stephen Curry. I really feel like, once in a blue moon, you may get a good game from, Clay. You might get a good, good game from Chris Paul, a good 15 and 10 game from Chris Paul. But you can't just rely on him on that for a nightly basis. Same thing with Draymond. Draymond can have those good games once in a while, but on a consistent basis, I don't really feel like there's a true threat on the team all right, we gotta, pay more attention to him rather than Steph Curry. I really feel like teams are going in this, when they're going against the Warriors, they're kind of going in. All right, we could settle with, Stephen Curry getting 40, but nobody else is scoring. And point being period. And I really feel like you kind of see that, going on a lot, especially with the younger teams. I really feel like they're not even, scared of the Warriors. It's not like a threat to them. You feel me? I really feel like these younger teams like the OKCs, the Sacramento Kings, they're straight going at them. I really seen De'Aaron Fox go at Curry. These young guys are not scared of the Warriors no more. They're not
see,
no
they
threat.
See the chink in the armor now. They see it.
Yeah. Y'all time is over. It's my time now. So that's what I've been seeing from the Warriors specifically. So do y'all feel like, I know I've been hearing a lot of talks and everything. Do y'all really feel like the Warriors players on the Warriors are kind of washed now? Everybody's kind of older in that above 34 range. You feel me? Would you? Is it safe to say that they're washed?
Yeah, I think so. I was gonna ask Seb, since he said they were title contending teams. Is Klay Thompson a movable piece?
Hell yeah.
So
if
you
can
move
get
Klay
something
Thompson
better right now. What I'm thinking right now is, and we're gonna dive into the next topic, but I'm gonna just bring it up a little bit earlier.
Okay.
Just Zach Lavine's out there.
Right.
I ain't gonna front. You pair Zach Lavine and Steph Curry together, they both could shoot the ball. Zach Lavine could attack the rack. The only thing you probably giving up is a little bit of defense, but at the end of the day, though, it's just you have to do something, because now at this point is Klay even gonna get out of this slump throughout the season? Are you willing to put that? And you know how they
that's
in the beginning of the season,
man.
yeah. Mm-hmm. The beginning of the season, they've been stalling on the contract extension. They haven't been talking about that. And I think you see why now, because it's are we ready to extend this guy knowing he's past his prime? This is not the same guy that we drafted. This is not the same guy that was in our franchise for however so much years, 10 years now. Right. We're not getting the same Klay Thompson. And in this league, it's really what have you done for me lately? Mm-hmm. I can't pay you for just, you have 4 rings. I have to pay you for what you have done lately. And what I've seen lately is just that he's very a movable piece.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the last question, how long y'all think, this is gonna last until it really explodes and is done with this whole, the big 3, Curry, Draymond, and Klay? How long do you think, how many more years do you think it continues until it, explodes?
Well, they're on their last days. The last couple seasons, yeah. I think you gotta look at it. How long can Steph keep carrying them like this? Is what he's gonna have to say at the end of this season. I mean, this is probably, in my eyes, gonna end up the season without a ring for the Golden State Warriors. So that's another season for high caliber players. That's a season down the drain for guys like that who's won 4 rings, guys who have won MVPs, the Finals MVPs, and those things. If you don't come up with that at the end of your season, then not say your season's a wash, but that's what you're aiming for. That's your goal consistently. So for a caliber player like that, I think they're gonna have to blow it up for him.
100%, I agree.
Yeah, so moving on to the next topic. So we're going to move down to the East Coast. So we're going to talk about the Bulls. Currently, they're 4-9, and then they're in a lot of trade talks right now, specifically with Zach Lavine. It's been reported that, he's okay with being traded and listed certain teams that he wanted to be traded, which includes the Miami Heat, the Los Angeles Lakers, and I believe there's also one other team as well, the 76ers as well. So I'm just going to start off with you guys. Do you really think that the Bulls should start the rebuild? And if so, what is the perfect destination for their 2 stars, Zach Lavine and DeMar DeRozan? I'll start with Seb.
Truthfully, they should have started a rebuild since last season. Because once Lonzo Ball went out, and then you seen how you had they peaked that one season. You know, we seen everything was going when it was all healthy. They was first in the East at one point. You know, everything was looking good. And once their point guard went down, I feel like we still got to see a little bit. DeMar DeRozan played at the high caliber. You know, was in MVP talks, had a career year that first year with the Bulls. Everything looked like they could be a team to be reckoned with in the East. Then come later on the line, it's just like they didn't make no moves. They didn't make no moves this offseason too as well. And it's just like the team has stayed stagnant. And I don't know if I want to put it all on Billy Donovan or just the pieces just don't fit. Because when you look at it, DeMar DeRozan is a guy that needs his touches. Lavine needs his touches as well. Vucevic, yeah, he's a nice big. Like, he's cool. But he's just like, he can't guard like these real bigs out here. You don't have no defense really. Your only defensive presence is really Alex Caruso, someone that could guard. And now you just stuck where you have a bunch of solid players, but it just doesn't work together. So they definitely should have started it last season, but this year it really has to be the chance to blow it up and get what you could get in return before like anybody could walk. So for Zach Lavine, I definitely, like I just said it before, I definitely could see him going to like Golden State if they could probably throw in a Clay and like a Wiggs, some shit like that. Just really
Wiggs too. I mean, they're gonna have to give up more, but you know what I mean. Just not with Clay. Clay won't be enough for a guy like Zach. Obviously, all three of us know that. But you give up Wiggs in that point.
You got to give up something. Zach Lavine has a lot of value, and he has a lot. And his contract is for like, what, 4 more years? So you got to match contract, I feel like, too. So, I mean, either or, Wiggs, probably
JK,
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul. Still got JK, a young JK still over there. They might want that.
Yeah.
True. Some
You know
young,
what I mean?
maybe Moses Moody, shit
Right,
like that.
somebody,
Yeah.
yeah.
So just movable pieces, I feel like that situation would fit him the best in that type of offense to where the floor spacing is a little bit better for him. Another team I definitely wouldn't mind seeing him on is the 76ers if they could pull that off too. Because I feel like just if you could start a big three with him, Maxey, and Lavine, so where Maxey's not relied upon when Embiid's not coming up. I mean, when Embiid's not having a great game, or Maxey's not relied upon, either or vice versa, what I meant to say. You still have that flexibility with somebody like Lavine that could go out and give you 30 on any given night. So those are just two teams. As well as DeRozan, I personally wouldn't know where he would fit. I still think there's a market out there for him because you got to look at it. Like, we all know what he's capable of, you know, a good ISO score, mid-range score, but I don't think that's what the league is looking for anymore. So, like, you have to be able to space the floor unless there's a team that needs, like, feel me, consistent buckets. So, like, I can't even picture, like, a market for him in reality right now that would really, like, best suit him in a title contending team.
Yeah. And Trav?
For the first part of the question, I think Zach Lavine lands perfectly in Miami. I think Miami will be the sweet spot. Miami will be the sweet spot. I think Miami just needs that second superstar or that third superstar to really put them over the hump. I think Jimmy Butler with somebody else that could get a bucket is going to be phenomenal down there. And I really hope he lands down there for real. I think him, Bam, running up and down, Jimmy leading the way. Got a lot of young guys. They're probably gonna have to give up a guy like Tyler Hero.
So they have to offer, bro.
I mean,
that's
no, wait. They got a Tyler Hero averaging around 23 points per game, and then they have the young Jaime Jaquez that's averaging around 10 and 4. Okay. So that was those two numbers. That's 33 points and around. You know what I mean? So you kind of get a bang for your buck. The points will match up right there. I don't know how the money matches up, but the points kind of match up there. But I think that Zach gives you so much of a punch that you could get off the Tyler Hero and then forget about the Jaime Jaquez. Hopefully, you know, that could bring you guys a championship. As far as DeMar, man, like you said, it's going to be tough for him. I agree with you, too. I mean, I would still love him around. He's an older player. He's definitely a vet. You could look at him as a locker room guy who could still get you that 20 when he's healthy. You know what I mean? He still could get you that, you know? You don't believe so?
But is it effective, though?
It could be effective in the right system. I mean, like...
Because DeMar DeRozan had like a cup. Like when we look at DeMar DeRozan, like he's a tough like regular season player. But when it comes down to the playoffs, like he's never had that, you know, breakout. You know what I'm talking about? Like he comes a little bit like he has shortcomings in the playoffs. So when we look at it for like, and you're not gonna be a rebuilding team like, oh, let me trade for DeMar DeRozan. You want younger assets. But when you think of a championship team, right? You're gonna think about how are we going to utilize this guy that really don't space the floor like that, has a little bit shortcomings in the playoffs, like, feel me, doesn't really, like, you know, like, it doesn't, like, it wouldn't make sense. So I feel like it's stagnant. Like, that's why For like, if you could think of a team that would really fit his,
I'm trying to tell you. What about the Knicks? Him and JB.
Nah.
I mean, what would you have to give up RJ back? You wouldn't like that.
Nah.
I mean, I think him and JB play at the same tempo. I mean, DeMar is a mid-range demon. I think JB is coming into his own. I think JB is an all-star this year. I really think he's special from now on. Not just this year, but I think we got to finally got lucky with a player in New York.
Shout out my son JB.
Yeah, JB. Yeah,
shout out my son Randall too. I see you playing better, buddy. Yeah. My son Darius was hating on you last week, bro.
I'm not a Randall hater. I'm not too much of a Randall hater,
But I'm not gonna lie. I think y'all kind of disrespecting DeMar DeRozan low key because I mean DeMar DeRozan is him. I really feel like effectively like
can't be too many hims out here.
He's not. He may not be him, but I feel like at any given night he's still capable of getting that 27 for surely. And me preferably, I'd rather have DeMar DeRozan on the Heat because I really feel like specifically with DeMar DeRozan, he's been keyed in so much his whole career as a number one guy. I really feel like he shouldn't be number one. And if he goes to Miami, there's never really like Jimmy Butler is number one, but at any given moment, he could kind of do anything at any moment.
Yeah.
So like if Tyler Hero wants to go score 25, he could go do that. If Bam want to, go ahead, go like, 2020, he could go do that. Like Jimmy Butler is like a safe number one to where it's not like solely so selfish his team. Like at any given point, anybody on the team can have a big night. So for me, I feel like DeMar DeRozan is a perfect because he kind of fits that age range with those guys. And I really feel like too, like in the playoffs, that it just adds another variety of offense. I really feel like, especially too with the Miami Heat, especially in the playoffs, especially against the Nuggets, you kind of see stagnation, and and like Jimmy Butler was required to get buckets. Like Jimmy Butler's not like a first instinct scorer. You feel me? So it's like when he has to score, it kind of like he kind of gets wrapped up in it, so he doesn't have energy to do anything else. So I really feel like DeMar DeRozan, you pair DeMar DeRozan with Jimmy Butler, where DeMar DeRozan takes care of the scoring, and then Jimmy Butler takes care of the playmaking and the defense. I really feel like that'll work out. So you
don't think Zach down there scores the ball better than DeMar?
I don't.
And from the 3-point line too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Stretch out
it's gonna be easier. There's no floor spacing with that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But I like DeMar DeRozan's game better on the Heat than Zach Lavine. Because I really feel like in a playoff and like that half court setting where you had DeMar DeRozan in post up situations in that mid range area.
That with Jimmy though.
Okay, but
that's what I'm saying. You gonna put Jimmy in a corner?
No, you're not. Jimmy's not gonna be in the corner. But I really feel like you have you have DeMar DeRozan on one wing, Jimmy Butler on one wing. You have your options right there, and then Bam setting picks for both of them. Kyle Lowry at the center of the offense facilitating. That's dangerous right there.
But you
and not
play
so many
back
teams in the East.
Defense,
nobody teams in the East is beating that too much. And for me, Zach Lavine, Zach Lavine is. It's kind of like sketch because if we going to talk about playoffs, Zach Lavine is in the same exact boat. Like,
but Zach Lavine's a couple years younger, 4 or 5 years.
You still get a younger talent. And you get floor space. You got to really think about it, though.
Zach Lavine
Jimmy Butler's not a high-volume three-point shooter. He'll take them, and he'll knock them down, when it's needed. Bam don't take threes like that. So really, they've been running this same Tyler Hero to space the floor, Duncan Robinson space the floor. Maybe like a Caleb Martin space the floor, stuff like that. But DeMar DeRozan himself, you could really play back off of him and just play the mid-range. And now you're playing the mid-range. Now you the far back you play, the more help you can have on Bam, so he's not as effective. I feel like that's a lot of clogged paint. In this league, you need spacing, especially in a playoff situation. You want to at least have some more space to work.
I don't think DeMar DeRozan's that bad of a shooter though. No one's sagging off DeMar DeRozan.
He's not a bad shooter, but he don't. That's just like Jimmy. I mean, no, he's a better shooter than Jimmy Butler. Probably.
I think Jimmy. Bro, Jimmy
might
Butler
be better.
Jimmy Butler's a bucket.
No, Jimmy
when
Butler's
he wants to be, he's a bucket.
And when DeMar DeRozan wants to be, he's a bucket. Are we tripping here?
I'm not saying he's not a bucket, but if you could have two some of the exact players, I don't see it working. Feel me? I don't just how in Chicago it would be like a repeat of Chicago because DeMar DeRozan is not, let me just spot up and get ready to shoot. He's, I catch it, I step through, maybe take a mid-range or get to the basket. You could close in on that and still help out just in case there's a live threat to Bam. What Lavine is, if he catches at the perimeter, you're going to have to close out. So now the defense is coming up to play help just in case his man get blown by. He has that explosiveness too.
But also too, if Zach Lavine isn't scoring, how else is he affecting the game?
Oh, Zach Lavine's a good defender. He's willing. He's effort. He has effort with it. You don't think he's a willing defender?
He'll embrace that Miami coach. He don't got to be an A1.
Yeah, I don't see Zach Lavine fitting in Miami.
I think Zach in Miami. I think that'll give them a way bigger punch, and I think that'll definitely take them over the top in the East. I still think my East pick is still the Bucks. I don't know if you're gonna get into that, but I'm Damian Lillard fan, so I think him and Giannis is unstoppable.
Yeah, Brady.
When the cohesiveness.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't care. When they get together, have a couple more team meetings, they're gonna be the team to be in the East for sure.
Listen, bro.
I think they go right through Boston.
Right through Boston.
You think they go right through Boston?
I don't think Boston's deep enough.
Boston's not deep enough.
No. Hold on. Let's backtrack.
Yeah. Hold on.
So,
I don't think Boston's deep enough.
So you think the Bucks roster is deeper?
Yes.
Than the Celtics?
I would rather have the Bucks roster.
And why is that?
Because they got the Thanasis.
Yeah, I mean, they got Thanasis. Nah, they got Thanasis.
Niggas banking on Thanasis, bro.
They got Thanasis' brother. That's who we really banking on. That's Superman. That's Superman right there. You feel what I'm saying? But I think,
garbage,
what we got? Celtics got off the bench. What they got? They got Payne Pritchard.
Solid. Mm-hmm. Solid. They got the Brissett nigga from Indiana. Solid. Who else? Al Horford, the vet. Solid. The Giannis stopper. Don't tweak, man. He shows up with Al Horford.
Yeah.
Look back at their matchups.
Bro, listen.
An old head bro that guards Giannis. He gets in his back. He poofed it on Giannis that one time they played, and that's it. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Don't get my son out for the percent.
The Boston roster, man. I don't know.
What, bro?
I really don't know. I'm not. I like JT. Now the Jrue Holiday pickup was tough.
He just not too long ago, he swept Dame Lillard. Let's not forget about that. He had that man on clamps, nigga. That man was on Rikers Island, bro.
No, he was a Dame.
He was on the island, bro.
Dame don't get locked up, man.
He got locked up by Jrue.
Dame missed shots. He don't get locked up.
He got clamped, bro. And they have Chris Middleton ain't been the same since the injury.
No, yeah, but we're working him in slowly. That's what I'm trying to say. Wait until give them another month or two, midway through the season. Maybe at All-Star break.
Yeah, because they still got a whole new coach and
build.
shit.
Yeah,
but
listen,
right now,
man.
you can't say Boston's not feel me.
I just don't think they're gonna finish strong, man. I just don't think those guys are gonna win a championship. I don't see it for them, honestly. I don't know.
I don't know, because what I've been seeing from the Bucks, I really feel like it's not a level of I don't know. It's just not consistent. Maybe it takes time, but for me, it just doesn't seem like it's a duo of Damian Lillard and Giannis. It's just like one game is Dame, one game is Giannis. It's not like I'm not seeing like a pick and roll where Dame is passing to Giannis. Yeah, it's just like Dame is dominating in his way, and then Giannis is dominating in his way. It's not like they're together. You feel me? Yeah. But hey, it may take time. So. Hey.
Yeah, my phone kind of went off the rails with that
one.
No,
it's okay.
Now we still in the East though. Like it makes sense though, because
yeah, facts. Yeah, it's always debatable.
You heard it first.
Yeah. So, all right. So, yeah, we're going to move into our next topic. All right. So, the Clippers just put an end to a 6-game losing streak last night against the Rockets.
Fuck, man.
Very big games from James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and others as well. But in this particular game, Russell Westbrook has decided to come off the bench. It was not a coach's decision. It was not management decision. Russell Westbrook went upon himself to say, hey, I'm going to the bench because I feel like this is what's best for the team. Now, I'm gonna start with Trav. Do you really feel like that was the right decision?
I think it was a mature decision, just to kill the noise in the locker room, kill the noise from the media, so they could kind of just focus on basketball.
All right.
But I honestly don't think Russ should be coming off nobody's bench.
So, do you feel like that starting lineup should have remained how it was?
This team should be how it was when it first started. The guy, the beard shouldn't even be there, to be honest. If you want to ask me. Like, I don't even know why that happened. I'm sure a lot of them probably looking around like, how did this even happen at this point? I mean, the guy gets straight there. You guys dropped 7 games in a row. I mean, he's never really been a winner. I like winners, man. I like to be around winners. Bring me a winner. Don't bring me a guy who's like, you know what I mean? On the fence, like 4 teams, 2 years.
I respect, but that makes sense. That makes sense because the chemistry was there though. Like,
the chemistry was there. It was building. He was playing his game. He's pushing the ball. He's having fun. He's smiling, doing his thing. Y'all seen how them boys reacted when James Harden walked in the locker room? Nobody. You know what I mean? Everybody, this clip has been recycled around millions of times now, but ain't nobody get up that like.
there wasn't that much excitement.
Yeah, you don't want to be around them. You know what I mean? It's at this point, it's like, all right, here we go.
Because you don't know what you're gonna get. You don't know if he's gonna want to jump ship that quick. I feel you on that though.
Yeah,
because I definitely seen how the team was looking thus far. Like there was a lot of excitement going into the season.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's build off what we started. Because when Westbrook got there, I feel like the whole Clippers franchise changed like itself. Like there was like a vocal leader there, someone to uplift guys. You're not making shots, cool. Like you still affecting the game. Like I seen guys like Bones, like especially too, and his role diminished too as well. Like,
easily. See how quick it diminished?
That shit. That quick too, and that's somebody that could have been a 6 man of the year candidate. He was hooping for them like before the trade and shit like that. But now you just taking away from guys like that. It's a whole lot of sacrifice though. Yeah. That's one thing I could say right now is that like this team in general is just sacrificing. Westbrook himself just said, "Fuck it, like let's like feel me. Let me move to the bench and just like see what we could get out of this." Realistically, it was supposed to be like his like starting point guard spot, but when we look at it now, James Harden can't go back to that 2 guard. That's really, and it wouldn't make sense in that system too, because you got 2 other guys. You're just gonna turn them into spot up corner 3 guys. You're gonna turn Kawhi to a corner 3 guy, Paul George. They could get buckets themselves. So he has to go back to being a facilitator because he can't do the Houston, the dribble, Euro step or draw a foul and just, you play corner, you play wing, this, that, and the third. It has to be like a full on, like it has to be a system. He has to fall in line with a system to where there's set plays for Kawhi. Kawhi's your main guy. Everybody knows that. That's your 2-time Finals MVP guy. That's the one that has the most success. Everything falls in line through him. And so the fact that Kawhi did enough to even trust him to have to take the last shot last night in that Rockets game, that shows a lot. That shows that there's definitely going to be a lot of growth within this team, especially since Westbrook made that move. I feel like it's a bit more easier for this team to like figure out what they want to do instead of trying to figure out how we're going to initiate 4 Hall of Famers into one starting lineup.
4 Hall of Famers beat the Houston Rockets team on a buzzer beater.
Yeah, it's not crazy. You gotta find something. You gotta find something that works.
So do you feel like that was the right decision?
Yeah. I said it even like last week or the week before that too. It's like Westbrook's gonna be the guy that has to come off the bench because he's already done it. He did it in LA. Is it like, feel me, should he? No, but is it the best move? Yeah, because at the end of the day, you still need that floor spacing. And Westbrook is not a high volume 3-point shooter. We know he's not. He was never known to be a 3-point shooter. A guy that gets to the rack, maybe a mid range, and it's really like looking to facilitate. So you have 2 facilitators on the court. Who's willing to, spot up and shoot? It don't make no sense for both of them to. So the less effective 3-point shooter has to go to the bench. So that's how I looked at it as. It's not a bad move because in general, just like you still have a strong second unit now, someone that pushes the pace. So when you come in the game, Westbrook could observe the game, see how the pace is going, see where the defense is at, make the analysis and like make the right reads better off the bench rather than just coming in and rather than just starting and just, having them errors early and then try to figure out as the game goes along. He could sit back and analyze the game from the bench and have a way more effective with the second unit.
Russell Westbrook. Go ahead, Jay.
Oh yeah, but like for me, I'm not saying it's the right decision. Just more so because like even with the sole fact that going into training camp, it was announced like, all right, this is our starting lineup. It's Russ, Kawhi, PG, T-Man, and Zubac. And then ever since that Harden trade, none of them have been on the floor together. So that's projected starting lineup you went through training camp with. You said like, all right, these are my guys. This is how we're going to run this and X, Y, and Z. Is out the window now. So that hasn't even been attempted. That's like kind of my only thing is just like, you feel me? Like you announced the starting lineup, you never even got a chance to run through your starting lineup. In all respect to James Harden, you feel me, superstar and all, but like if we have something already set, bro, you gotta like ease your way like into this pause. Like you can't just come in here and just like, all right, I'm in the starting lineup, and then if we struggle, we struggle. Like, nah, like I really feel
that's crazy.
Like that's kind of like the only crazy part to me. And I feel like too, like when I was watching them, like at first, like yeah, James Harden was in the starting lineup, but when I kind of seen like Ty Lue kind of surrounded with that second unit, it looked like a completely different team. And I'm like, yo, if this works out, it's dangerous because legit you got the Clippers and then you got like a James Harden led team. It's like you got like two completely different teams in one. If James Harden was to come off the bench now, I get it. You feel me? Like maybe management didn't want him to come off the bench because the guy's making like almost 30 mil. Like no one making 30 mil is touching the bench. I get it. But for real, like I definitely feel like too, like even when I'm looking at the statistics, like those first 4 games, I know it's a small sample size, but legit, that was the best starting lineup in the NBA, like off like efficiency rating and everything. So they were cooking, like, you feel me?
Guys were healthy.
Exactly. You feel me? Winning by 20 and everything. Like, and to your point, like last night, we having close games with the Rockets. Like, it shouldn't be close games. Like, I remember at one.
Disrespecting Rockets.
No, I'm not.
No, they're coming up. They play hard. They play hard.
They were
too.
just on a 6-game win streak.
Yeah, but I'm watching the game. The Clippers had an 8-point lead. I'm like, all right, bro, like this is the time to wrap it up. And then like little by little, they give the Rockets chance by chance. And then when the Clippers go down, they play with this sense of urgency. And then when it gets tied up, like where does it go? You feel me? So it's just like, I don't know. I don't know if it was the right decision. Again, like we won and hopefully it continues to, be winning everything. But I don't know how I felt about how everything transitioned to like that at all to me.
Nah,
so
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
It definitely was. It was supposed to be a runaway at a point too. Especially since like, I feel like only Şengün and like Fred VanVleet was playing just solid. Jalen Green didn't really have that much of a great game, as well as Dylan Brooks. He only had 4 points too. Like he definitely has looked better this season being on this team, and just the whole Ime Udoka system that got going on there. Shout out to Houston as well too. We definitely see what's going on over there now. Not like a livestock team like how they was last year. Definitely a team that can fight for the play-in, shit like that. So we see so it was like a tough game.
Yeah.
But respectfully, like as a team like that, when you have these leads, it's supposed to be like, all right, let's build on this lead and just run away with it, have the second unit and just capitalize on this win. Same thing with the Denver game. Like when we look back at it, that was a game that they were supposed to win. They was up like 6 or 8 with like 2 minutes to go. I don't know what the fuck happened to where Ty Lue said, let me run a small ball lineup and have Jokic really just post up the whole time. Jokic is posting up, I think, Kawhi Leonard or fucking Paul George, and it's just like it's space in the floor. It's like there's too much open space on the floor.
Yeah.
That's easy.
It's just a whole bunch of lineup adjustments. They gotta fix that shit during the deadline. They gotta get another big something because it doesn't look right too. Like especially like now you have undersized bigs too, and like Plumlee, and now you just signed Tice. They're not gonna. It can't just be Zubac 24/7 to guard these. It's not gonna work out.
Are they trying to outscore teams? Like, what's their philosophies over there in Clipperland?
If you get a James Harden guy, you're looking for more offense,
right?
And then you just got PJ Tucker to maybe play a little 1-2 defense. But at the end of the day, I said it too. Like
shout out to PJ though.
Shout out to PJ though.
PJ know he bad though.
Offensively, I don't think he has that same burst like defensively, but it's still like a guy that could. He's a hustle guy.
He's a locker room guy.
Yeah.
He legit didn't score, bro. I looked at the stat sheet last night, bro. He didn't contribute anything. No rebound, no assist, no point, no shot attempt, no nothing. Just 19 minutes of straight track.
Just running.
Like 19 minutes of straight cardio.
You saw respect. Saw
PJ. You gotta respect it though because of what he did.
But
when
still,
I'm looking at it,
like this is my guy. Like, bro, we need another chip, bro. So, hey, it is what it is. But all right, so we moving on to the next topic. We just gonna kind of get into our up and coming teams like under the radar. So is there any teams as of right now that may not be getting the recognition like they deserve, or some teams that's kind of like low key under the radar that you're paying attention to that could really make a serious playoff push? I'm gonna start with Seb.
I wouldn't say a serious playoff push, but they could give a couple of teams trouble. This year, I'm noticing the Indiana Pacers, just under that Rick Carlisle system, they have looked good thus far. Tyrese Halliburton has been nothing but phenomenal this season. Shout out to Tyrese Halliburton leading the league in assists, I believe. Somebody that doesn't turn the ball over too much. His assist-to-turnover ratio is fantastic, as well as his scoring has gotten a little better. I feel like this whole system within this team, it fits perfectly, with the addition of Bruce Brown. You get a guy that's a defender and an NBA champion too, so he knows what winning is like now and embraces that winning culture. As well as you picked up Obi Toppin. That's a match made in heaven for like a guy like Tyrese Halliburton, because really a guy that if you see him cutting, he's good to get the ball. You just gotta move, cut, you get the ball, and just really spot a 4-3, get the ball. Like he'll be in the right spot. Another person I like to shout out to is Miles Turner too. Definitely has been playing better too. Like just the whole starting five, I like how their offense is set up as well. A lot of floor spacing, a lot of room to operate. I believe they're sitting 8-3 or 8-4 right now currently. I want to see how long that keeps up, because usually they have a kind of hot starts to the season, then kind of regress. But I think this year that we could see an Indiana team that might finish, top 5 in the East. Maybe though, but I'm just saying. But what I've seen thus far, I definitely like how they've played thus far. Tyrese Halliburton is gonna be up in the air again for that guard for that All-Star nomination between Halliburton and Brunson. Yeah, because I feel like both are playing like
Because
great
Dame's in that
basketball.
spot. You got though Dame is going to be starting at that All-Star spot.
I'm not going to lie to you. I think Haliburton has been playing better than Dame.
It doesn't matter.
Bro. If it's not...
Let's just talk, talk facts. It don't matter. But
if Dame don't make that starter selection, vote in by the starters, is he going to make that coach's decision over a guy that's been playing that's like 20 and like
he'll get the fan votes. He'll get the fan votes.
You don't get fan votes for fan votes for the reserves?
For starters.
Starters. That's what I'm saying. He'll make that fan vote starter list for sure. In the East. You know what I mean?
All right. But if he don't, though, I'm just saying, though.
If he doesn't,
then it's up in the air. I would respectfully give it to Tyrese Haliburton or Jalen Brunson over Dame Lillard right now. Because Damian Lillard he'll be here one game and then the next game is just like it's not like a consistency. But I don't know if it's just the blame on the coaching or it's just a new team, but it hasn't really clicked fully yet. But they're still in a solid position where they're 8-4 or 8-3 still. They're still looking good, but it's not off the strength that this duo is clicking and looks deadly. It's off the strength that you have two superstar talents that can really win you a game. So when I look at it, though, I see the consistency with Indiana. Mm-hmm. I see, Jalen Brunson is just like he's capitalizing on. He's just picking up where he left off last season.
Yeah, JB's looking amazing.
Mm-hmm. So it's a toss up in the air. A lot of good guards. I could maybe even throw in Jrue Holiday too. He's hooping too. A lot of players are hooping though, so it's a toss up in the air. But my under the radar team is definitely the Indiana Pacers. Shout out to them. I hope to see good more.
Trav?
Man, under the radar team this season, Orlando Magic, man. Mm-hmm. Gotta go with the man, Paolo down there in Orlando. Best player in Florida. Yeah, tough. I said it.
Over Jimmy?
I said it. Over who, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Best player in Florida was Paolo Banchero. Second year in the league, right? Second year?
Yeah,
second year in the league. Man amongst boys. Man amongst boys right now. He's, I think, hot take. I think at this point, I don't even know if this is a hot take, but at this point in their careers, I think Paolo Banchero is better than Jason Tatum.
What the fuck?
Nah.
As a second year player.
Nah, you're
what the fuck?
Player.
Wait, talk about what the fuck?
Wait,
what the fuck?
I'm trying to show y'all.
What the fuck?
Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah.
Physically, he's definitely way physically ready. Pause. He's there. You know what I mean? Athleticism, he's there. Do y'all watch that boy Paolo get to work on these teams?
No, he's fit.
He scores from all 5 levels.
But he's not dominating.
He's not.
I mean, he's a guy that's on a lot of people's list, not a list, but scout. You know what I mean? He's the main guy. When we go into Orlando, it's Paolo. You know,
50-50. Some nights it's France,
but that's what I mean.
Fran's a hooper.
Orlando. We got France. We got Paolo. I love what Cole's doing down there. Cole plays so hard. You know what I mean? I'm not really too high on Jalen Suggs. I think they need a guard down there. I think if they had a guard down there, a real guard, I think they would look way different.
Cole's cool.
Like off the bench, Cole be tough off the bench. Yeah. Like if they had a real,
I ain't going front. Like it's cool. I haven't seen I see the same game. I think his scoring is just it's just he could score to me off the bench. He hasn't really progressed. I feel like
yeah. No, he is who he is at this point.
He's comfortable in his role. I don't feel like there's no progression. He's just comfortable in his role.
He is who he is at this point in the league for sure. But I think Orlando would be my pick. For sleeper teams.
Time. Yeah, we gotta run it back. You gotta run it back. Because never did you just try to disrespect Jason Tatum like that.
Nah, no disrespect.
Jason Tatum, bro. My son first year, bro, was hooping against LeBron Game 7, bro. Second year might have been a little bit shitty because you had Kyrie come back and Gordon Hayward come back, but he was still effective. He still got his.
I just think in 4 years from now, I think Paolo's gonna be one of those guys.
It's not over Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is
top
5.
You said he's better than Jason Tatum right now.
No, if the year 2 and year 2.
Year 2 and year 2, you think?
I would take Paolo Banchero over JT.
Respectfully, I would have to go with you on that point because
year 2, that's what
Jason
I'm saying.
Tatum didn't get to take off because Kyrie came back and Gordon Hayward came back. You had a lot of people. It was an ego team because you had guys that felt like they were confident they could do more than what they could. Right. Yeah. Jaylen Brown had to take a step back and come off the bench. Marcus Morris was still effective at that point. So it was a team that had a bunch of egos that felt like they could do what they could do. So it wasn't really Jason Tatum's team yet, but
that's true.
I'm talking about skill.
When he got his team, when it became his team, he
took the fuck off. Yeah, this is still Paolo's team right now. That number 1 draft pick, that's still his team right now. But if we look at it for a number 1, Jason Tatum took the fuck off. Like, that man's a walking bucket, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
JT tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree, man.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You don't like. I don't like Paolo.
The
Orlando games don't come on too much. I know they don't come on. You gotta have the league pass.
No. I'm tuned in with the Orlando Magic for sure. Like, you feel me? Paolo's on my fantasy team. Like,
Okay.
I'm tuned in. Like, I'm a
right.
fan, but like to say Jason Tatum, like I just feel Jason Tatum at this point. Second year, Jason Tatum was a way better scorer, shooter,
Defender?
just getting to the rack. Defender, no, because I like the way Paolo defends.
Yeah, right.
You feel me? Because he kind of could guard like kind of 2 through 5.
2 through 5, yeah.
2 through 5.
Yeah.
So I like him on the defense, but Jason Tatum, nah.
Yeah, nah. But Paolo is definitely, I feel like he might be a little more polished because I seen when you watch his games, he has great footwork. He has great footwork. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That he has great footwork. Like he knows his spots already, and that's rare to find within like a young players that feel me could get to his spot. You know, back to the basket type of player. His 3-pointer is coming along. Like it will have it some nights. It's not as consistent as Jason Tatum's was in that second year. But when I look at it, I see somebody that his game, if he just keeps working on, like he knows his spots already. Now, if he just like executes in his spots and just find the ways to make the game a little bit more easier for him, I definitely can see where you're going with it. But it's just like, it's the 3-point shooting. That's probably, that's his only, that's the only
for
thing.
sure. No, it was a hot take. I gave the preface before.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Nah, shout out Paolo though.
Shout out Paolo.
I
want to see him in New York. I want to see Paolo in New York, bro. We need somebody nice and.
Well, you know, like I think everybody knows, like my under the radar team is the Brooklyn Nets. I just feel like no one really talks about the Brooklyn Nets, but I really feel like this is a dangerous team. Like, if you feel me, I feel like, especially too, they've been winning games, but like to start the season, they didn't start off the season with Cam Johnson and Nick Claxton, but they got back Nick Claxton and Cam, then they lost, Ben Simmons and Cam Thomas. And I just feel like, going into a game, you're not gonna just simply convincingly just beat the Nets. I really feel like it's going to be a dog fight. I just feel like they have a lot of dogs. You feel me? Like starting lineup, I know with Ben Simmons out, but when I see Ben Simmons, he creates too many easy shots for everybody. He has Dorian Finney-Smith looking like a sniper out there. Royce O'Neal sniping. You feel me? Lonnie Walker even off the bench, averaging a cool 16 right now, just going at people, you feel me, taking it to the rack, shooting at a good level too. Mikal Bridges kind of has a little bit of it. He's been kind of struggling just a little bit. I just feel like he's more so fitted for like a second or third option. I really feel like once that trade happened, kind of had a little bit of freedom, but now, going into games, as the number one option, like, and you got the best defender on you, like it's going to be a little bit different. Yeah, but I just feel like, once Cam Thomas come back, you feel me, and this team is really fully healthy, I really feel like they're going to be a playoff team by far. I had an argument with Eddie about them being a playing team. I'm like, no, bro, they're not going to be a playing team. They're going to be a playoff team because I really feel a starting lineup with Ben Simmons, Cam Thomas, Mikal, Cam, and Nick, that's going to be tough to beat. Like, you feel me? And every game I watch, it's always a close game. I've seen them take, the Bucks to, down to the wire. I've seen them beat the Heat. I didn't see them, go against, top competition and hold their run, even with injuries out. So I just feel like they're a very, very strong team. They're going to surprise a lot of people. I'm not going to cap.
So you think the Cam Thomas thing is real? You think that's not hype? He's a 25 point per game scorer.
I
for the rest of his career. Like next year, it'll be 25 points per game. Like he stays healthy. He's an all-star, basically. He's borderline all-star. What you're telling me? Because if you're averaging those numbers, that's what you're telling me. 25 to 27 a game. That's that level of play.
Yeah, I definitely feel like he sustains. And then another thing too, when I'm watching him, it's like compared to like last season, and everybody was wondering why he didn't get playtime. Like, he's not playing like 1v5 anymore. Like specifically this year, he's kind of playing within the offense. Like you feel me? He's not forcing it no more. Those 40-point games last season, it was just straight. I'm gonna
show you guys. Put me in the game.
Yeah, put me in the game.
Yeah, because I can do this.
But now, now when I'm seeing them, it's like, all right, you feel me? I'm gonna come off this. I'm gonna come off this screen, take 2 dribbles, get fouled, get to the line. It seems more calculated with him. It's not more forced. So I definitely feel like he's getting definitely better at the game, and he's contributing in more ways than just scoring. I just feel like too on the defensive end, I kind of see him, moving side to side, lateral. Like he's definitely more quicker on the defensive end as well. Now. You feel me? And it just seems like a better player now.
I think his environment changed whenever all those guys left. I think it took a lot of weight off his shoulders. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And now he can kind of play basketball.
Facts.
Now they kind of need him to play basketball.
Yep.
So now he's getting ready to show it. You know what I mean?
Vaughn gave him the chance that Steve Nash never really did too.
Facts.
It We got to remember, those guys loved them. Remember how they first came? When they first came to Brooklyn, everybody was Cam. Oh, I work out with Cam this. Kyrie was like, yo, Cam. Kevin Durant was like, Cam. Yo, y'all got to talk about Cam. Yo, Cam. We was like, what the fuck? When he going to play?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now he's getting to play. So that's definitely dope. Now we getting to see what all those guys are talking about.
I ain't gonna lie, though. You might be on somewhere in Brooklyn. They're definitely a stacked team.
Yeah.
And
I like that was a good sleeper for sure.
Yeah, they spaced the fuck out the floor, too. A guy that don't really get too much recognition, Dwayne Finney-Smith, too.
Yeah,
definitely. Could be interchangeable at the 4 to 5 spot too. Lonnie Walker, you even said, has been playing solid thus far. When his numbers called up, he showed out. Another guy too that I really didn't get that much recognition is Dennis Smith.
Yeah, Dennis. Yeah,
like somebody that's been tossed around the league, really hasn't been talked about, but he plays hard too.
That's the guy who's found his role finally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Found his little niche too.
Found his niche.
I think they check off a lot of shit, but they don't got that guy though. Cam Thomas is nice. Don't get me wrong. He could get a basket, but is he that guy that when it comes down to it, I put the ball in your hand and you're gonna win us this game. You're gonna execute, find a way to win. I feel like that's just who they missing. We thought it was Mikal Bridges, but Mikal Bridges hasn't looked that comfortable in that guy's spot.
Yeah.
So I can't go ahead and just put the initiative that he's there really like he's the leader of this team or like he's like the main guy. He might be like the best player right now, but it's like it's up in the air though. So I feel like once they really find like that main superstar like talent guy that really puts the ball in his hand when it's time to win a game or when it's time to make the right play or when we need a basket and we have nothing, the offense is stagnant, like feel me, we can't buy a basket. Let me put the ball in this guy's hand. We just got to see it. Once they find out who that guy is, I feel like, then it could be a little bit more scary. Yeah. Everybody else falls in line.
Yeah, big shout out to my guys. I'm a big Brooklyn Nets fan, man. But just we gonna conclude with the last segment. I just want to get a good scope on you guys' top 5 players in the league as of right now. You feel me? The season just started. Right. You feel me? I just want to get a scope on who's like the top 5 players as of right now today. And starting with Trav.
Well, the first thing I want to say is I think, my opinion, this season, this 2023-2024 NBA season is the most talented the NBA has ever been. I think top to bottom, I think this league right this year specifically, there's so many great players this year. We still got guys on their way out, so to say, like Steph, KD, Braun, AD. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna throw AD in there, but them older guys, Kawhi, my fault. I'm sorry. I throw Kawhi in there, PG. You know what I mean? Guys are kind of getting up older. Those guys still playing at a high level. Then you got younger guys, D Fox, Shea, Luka, still got Trey. You know what I mean? Like every team got somebody. Like this year, it's gonna be so tough. Like we're speaking about Orlando Magic basketball. San Antonio got one of the best players I think in the NBA right now. He's 7'5". He's averaging about 19 and 8 right now. Yeah. Ups and down games, but he's still doing his thing over there. They got Chet. Like I think this NBA right now is just so talented, bro. It's so crazy. Even Houston, they got Jalen Green. Everybody got somebody. Charlotte, LaMelo Ball is insane. You know what I mean? Like LaMelo Ball is still LaMelo Ball. He come down the lane. He's still He still put on a show. Every time he put on his jersey, it's a show. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think the NBA is just so talented right now. But on my top 5, to answer the question, my top 5 would probably be as a hooper, my top 5 will go Giannis, number 1. Giannis is my first pick. Then I'll go Jokic, the Joker. Then I'm going Luka at 3. Then I'm going to go Joel at 4. Right? I'm going Joel at 4. Then for the fifth best player, I'll throw Steph in there. Steph is playing at a high level, so I'll put Steph at that 5 spot.
All right, and Seth?
This was kind of tough for me because everybody be hooping like right now. Like a lot of people are hooping right now, but top 5 for me right now, I'd have to go to Joker with number 1. I'll go Luka at number 2. Shoot. Then I had Jason Tatum at number 3. I'm not gonna do no Jason Tatum slander over here. Jason Tatum at number 3. Then I go Embiid at 4. Then that 5th spot is relatively tough for me because it's interchangeable too. Because I still have like Bron, Steph, and KD. Any of those 3 guys it's really interchangeable for me. But when I really sat down and think, I have to give it to LeBron.
Really?
Yeah, 21.
Like, can you like
over younger guys like Shea.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
You went.
Yeah,
I mean,
you gotta think about it. He's still hooping at a high level,
insanely high level.
Mm-hmm.
When we think about it, if he don't hoop, the Lakers are not winning right now.
It's a fact.
Okay.
Like, he really still has to put on, and he's still like, he might look like he has a step back, but his step back is a lot of people's like maybe breakout. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And like, feel me, for a guy like that to be doing that still at a high level, like, feel me, still having to carry this team because a nigga like fucking Anthony Davis want to go fucking 9 points and 9 boards on against a nigga like Sabonis, bro. 0-8 against Domantas Sabonis, bro. I did not even know that.
Man.
Yeah,
Domantas,
that's fucking insane, bro.
On,
so
man.
the fact that LeBron still has to carry all this luggage, bro, just for them to even pull out a game, they're like what, 6 and 8 now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 6 and 8 now, shit
Yeah.
like that. And the fact that he's doing this at year 21, getting to the basket, still really dunking on niggas, like shit like that. Still has a high IQ for the
he's
game.
him.
Yeah,
LeBron
that's
is
what I'm
him.
saying, bro. So I have to put it. Steph is tough. I respect the shit out of Steph. Greatest 3-point shooter ever to live. KD is still a walking bucket, like 30 in his fucking eyes closed, in his sleep, highly effective. But just the fact that LeBron is still doing this at his age, and still doing that at his rate, still running down the court, like he's like, when in that transition, he's good to get down the court. Like, his 3-pointers and like shooting has probably took a little step back, but I see when he wants to, he could really like put it together. But like, really just like finish at the basket at a high level. Usually when you're older, you try to get to your spots, try to get a minute. You don't want to take all that contact because at the end of the day, that's mad. Like, you're getting banged up and like that's mad like a hurt on your body and shit like that. But like, this nigga, like, he's going like at you. Like, I'm not going front. So I got to give it to Braun, man. Braun at 5.
Did you have Giannis in there? What was your top? What was it? You said Joker. What was the second one you said? You did it
Holy
again?
shit, I think I forgot.
Yeah, because
But that's what I'm saying, though.
The league
That's
is
how
crazy
good-
right now.
That's
No,
what
I'm telling you, the league is
bro.
crazy right now. This season is special. This
But
season is
only,
gonna be
all
lit.
right, you know what? Let me take Embiid out. I'll put Giannis.
So you went. So one more time. You went Joker, Lucas too. I mean, it's okay. Then you went JT3.
JC3. I'm gonna replace. I'll replace Embiid and put Giannis. I gotta put.
You got to put Giannis in there.
Giannis at 4 and Braun at 5.
And Brown at 5. Okay.
All right. For me, I got the Joker. That's automatic. And
Is it that automatic though?
It is,
Yes,
bro. I can't.
Yo, bro. Nah, he's a cheat code, bro.
Nah, he's not. Nah, he thinks the game. But I just think like when the game is being played, like I think.
You probably going off because you was like,
Yeah, because I'm like,
you got that excitement because you,
you know how I used to play and get. So I'm
Yeah.
like, so
you
I'm
a
like,
nigga, you gotta get a tough bucket,
yeah,
like you
like,
gotta
not even that,
sidestep.
but the game has to be played in the sense where like, I just think at a mentality standpoint, I don't think if Giannis meets up with Joker, I don't think Giannis lets Joker beat him. You get what I'm saying? I don't think Giannis lets Joker beat him, is what I'm trying to say. And that point hasn't got here yet. We're talking about, that's like a different conversation. You know what I mean? That's low-key a different conversation. But I just think Giannis is still him, man. I think Giannis is still,
But look how Joker is playing the game right
Yeah.
now.
He manipulates the game. You don't have to sweat. You don't have to sweat for a
he's
triple
playing the
double.
game right. He's
a
a center that's a point guard, bro. Like,
Yeah.
he sees the floor, bro. If you need him to get a basket, he's turning his back to the basket. If somebody don't want to step up, he's shooting that 3.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he don't have to take the 3, but when he does, it's effective. When it's back to the basket, he has a little nigga on him. It's straight.
Yeah.
Yup.
Hook.
He don't overthink it.
Yeah,
He
he
don't
does. Like,
overthink
the
it.
game is simplified. Like, he makes the game so easy. If you're on a Jokic team, bro, a
You
nigga like
getting the
Aaron
ball.
Gordon was stuck in a dead hole in fucking Orlando. The nigga
He's
came
almost in
in
China, right?
Yeah, they been saying ni hao and shit like that.
Word,
Bro, you're in a position now where if you cut to the basket, have your hands ready,
You
you're
got a free
right
dunk.
there. Michael Porter, anytime his hands are ready for a shot, bro.
He gets to shoot it too.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Jamal Murray, he doesn't gotta really play like a real point guard. He can
Nah,
play a
that's a
real point
fact.
guard, but at the end of the day,
Come off two, you can come off
you
two-man
come in-
action, come
like,
off
that's what I'm
three-man
saying,
action,
bro.
pick and
Like, not
rolls.
everybody's doing like that's skilled. Like,
Yeah.
he's the really like the most like when we talk about like real skill, like we talk about like offensively skilled, like he's like basketball skilled when we talk about it.
The plays that you can run with him are limitless. And
Yeah,
endless.
that's what I'm saying. Like, there's any action you want to
Any
put him
action
in.
you wanna
You can
run.
put him anywhere on the floor. Is going to be effective. You can put him on the block. You can put him on top of the key. You can put him in the corner. You can put him anywhere. He's going to
No,
be
for sure.
effective. He's going to rebound at a high level too. He's going to do. He's going to do that. He might not be the best defender, but he's not
Yeah,
like
fuck
he's not.
that.
yeah,
One-on-one, Giannis taking his ass, man.
bro. He's not no bitch on defense too. That's what I'm saying though. Where Giannis is like, we know what he's gonna do. He's gonna dominate like in the paint and shit like that. Like he could pass, he could do he could defend how better than Jokic. But Jokic is just like he sees the game like differently than anybody else.
No, for sure.
Like he sees it like Luka, but I don't know. I I want to have Luka like up there too at like 2, but
yeah,
Luka's number Luka's my MVP this season. Don't get me wrong.
He's ridiculous.
I think Luka wins MVP this season.
Right.
Luka is, listen. Luka might be black. Luka's nice, man. Luka's so good. Like when you watch Luka play, like he manipulates the game so easily. Plays at his own pace, never gets sped up. Scores the ball from anywhere he wants to. Passes to who he wants to when he wants to. Now he got a guy like Kyrie he's leaning on when he gets a little tired because my boy gets tired from getting him 45 and 10s.
Yeah.
He be making Kyrie like a spot of like. I feel like anybody that plays on a Luka team though, you have to just fall in line.
It's the LeBron effect. It's literally
a LeBron effect. Because bro, I'm watching Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving had like 4 or 5 catch and shoot threes. I'm like, I ain't never seen Kyrie Irving turn into a catch and shoot nigga, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
but Kyrie's also a guy who he doesn't mind scoring. Like Kyrie would be the first to tell you if he could catch and shoot, he'll catch and shoot. He's not gonna do the in and out tween, punch dribble behind the back if he doesn't have to. Those are all counter reactive moves that he has to do to get to his spot. But if he could catch it, jab, and you bite on the jab and he's lifting for a shot, he'll do that every time. He's not gonna, you know what I mean? Like some guys would be like, nah, I want to do this, do that. I want to score. Kyrie will get his 25. If it's all left-hand layups, he will get his 25 all left-hand layups. It doesn't matter.
No,
you know
that's
what I mean?
true. I definitely like how he fell in line
You
with
know what I
it.
mean?
And you see the results now. They're
Exactly.
like 8 and 4.
Exactly.
That's one of their better starts to the
He's so
season,
deadly
too.
in that position. You know what I mean? Because he's not that greedy or egotistical. Like, I want to come off this pick and roll. I want not fuck that coach. I want to come off pick and rolls now. Nah,
he got the mad swooping though. Because for surely, like even a guy like Grant Williams, bro, like. He looks more comfortable in his role now. He has a defined role rather than in Boston. Like, you know, some days you have him here, you have him there. He has a defined role. I feel like with Luka, you have like a defined role. Like, just get your hands ready. Cut when I tell you to cut, or just get ready to spot this 3 and let me space the floor and let me just work.
Yeah. But continuing, like I got Jokic, I got Durant, because Durant is just unstoppable in my opinion. And then I got Curry, I got Luka, and I got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Holy shit.
Some Shai love.
Bro, personally, I've been catching myself watching Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, bro. It's just like you can't force him to do anything. Like he's just at 6'6", like, and he got like a little bit of muscle. Like he gets to where he wants to get. Like it's just you feel me. And another thing I noticed, he's not like a typical like guard in the NBA right now. He's not settling for threes. Like he's straight taking you mid-range. I might post you up. I might body you, get a layup. And also too, he's like well-rounded everywhere. Like he's on the defensive end, like assisting, like playmaking. Like I'm watching, I'm like, bro, like my eyes are not lying to me. He's like one of the top 3 guards in the NBA. So like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, like my eyes are not lying. Like he has to, like my eyes not lying. Like he has to be in that top 5 to me. So big shout out to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and I apologize if I lost anybody else on my list, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has to be there from what I've seen, bro.
It's a tough
question though. Nah, not really a question, more like a statement that what I've seen, because I feel like in a playoff situation, that's somebody who you really want on the floor. You don't gotta settle for nothing.
It's his tempo. I feel like when you play against OKC,
he's a half court set. Like,
you're playing against Shai. Whatever he wants to do, that's what's happening out there. He's definitely a manipulator too. I mean, like we first said in the beginning, the league right now, top to bottom, is amazing. Like for real.
Yeah, so big shouts out to everybody, in the league, and big shouts out to Travis for stepping up, pulling up to It's Debatable. Always welcome to come back whenever, you feel me? You feel me? And always appreciate yourself for holding it down every time. So big shout out to you. And that's going to conclude this episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you provide us with any feedback and anything, and make sure you stay in touch with us on Instagram at It's Debatable 2_, on YouTube It's Debatable, on TikTok It's Debatable, and make sure you follow Justin Jones on Facebook for any updates on Facebook.